I love it. Yeah, I've seen it once.
Have you got a name to it?
And welcome to the Crannog community. We very much see ourselves as a Crannog community 2019 as the best way of connecting back 2,500 years to that Crannog community of all that time ago. And this project is called the Bridge that Connects Communities 2,500 years apart. And I would like to introduce John, a music. No. I was trying to think.
Stop right there.
I was going to try and remember your Italian name, but I'll just go for a musicologist. But he's more than that. He's been a great person to work alongside. He's been an absolute gentleman. He's been great fun, and he absolutely is a world expert in his field. And it's just been a privilege and an honour for all of us here to spend time with John. It's just been gorgeous. So on that note, I would just like to introduce John Purser, musicologist, but he has a better word in Italian.
Musicological, yes. Well, thank you very much, Mike. It's a great pleasure to be here. This has been a long time coming, and it may seem to you when you go in there and you look at this minute little object, it's only about that size. What the heck is the fuss about? You know, because it really is tiny. So I want you to look very carefully at it when you go and look at it to see just how beautifully made it is, how refined it is. You need a very sharp knife to make these little teeth in it. But the reason that we recognise it as possibly, we're not definitive about this. This is an enigma still. We're not absolutely definitive, but the reason that we recognise it as possibly, perhaps even probably, the bridge for a stringed instrument is because of Nick Dixon and Barry Andrian. And I have to mention them because I've worked with them over the years also. For quite a long time, they allowed me to look at the object and to study it closely. And also I have to thank Mike and Fran, who have been wonderfully cooperative in the whole process. It's just a pleasure. You know, when you get a job like this and somebody gets precious or difficult about it, it's miserable. This has been lovely. Thank you. Yeah. But the other great thank you I have to give is Graeme, who you'll be meeting later. Now, Graeme is the real brains and the real knowledge behind all of this. I am merely the agent provocateur. And I do have some knowledge, and occasionally I attempt to trip up Graeme, but it never really works. So what you are seeing in there is virtually all Graeme's work, nearly all of it. So what you're going to see in there is a perspex possibility, that's all, to show where the bridge might have been. No more than that. But nonetheless, indicating very clearly that music was vitally important to these people 2,500 years ago. Why wouldn't it be, of course? Yes, of course. It's an international language, and it's been lovely to hear Tatha playing as well, because here is a place rich in music right through the millennia. So this is an ongoing thing. It's not, it is truly a bridge. In fact, you don't even need a bridge, it's a straight highway the whole way. Maybe with trouble filling in some of the gaps, but it is a highway. So I think I probably said enough, but do read what it says in there. We were very careful to keep the captions to the minimum, not to stretch your patience standing in front of an image. And so it's very simple, but it's very clear, and I think it's vitally significant. Something from 500 BC. This is amongst the oldest such artifacts in Western Europe, along with the High Pasture Cave one, and it indicates possibly two different types of stringed instrument at the same period. So we're not just talking about a one-off, we're talking about variety. Anyway, without further ado, I wish to declare this section of the museum open, and I do hope you'll enjoy it and appreciate it.
useful new display for our plough and our quernstone. So this is the big one. What we're here for tonight is this case here, and there is our little whistle. I know I've shown it to everybody here individually out of the box. There's our lyre bridge, and that is a replica of the High Pasture Cave one that John mentioned, just to show that when that one was found, absolutely there's enough similarities between these two things for John and Graeme to have been very excited and to think that absolutely there's a connection there somehow. Again, as John said outside, they've had to err on the side of caution regarding the materials. I did try to press Graeme yesterday when we were dressing the case. I said, come on, what do you think? What was it? Quite possibly that was pressed metal of some kind, the bowl. It could even have been something like a human cranium. That wasn't unusual necessarily to have been used as a bowl for an instrument, but he thinks it was almost certainly turned wood.
What we're going to start off with is a very simple little fairy song. Now, why a fairy song here? Well, because Schiehallion is just up the road, and that is absolutely at the dead centre of Scotland. Schiehallion is. And what does it mean? It means the fairy hill of the Caledonians. Schiehallion, the fairy hill of the Caledonians, that being the name the Romans gave to the tribes of these parts. And that's you lost.
The instrument I was just playing in the previous piece is based on a lyre of the 5th century BC, but not from this part of the world. We don't yet have the remains, but we do have the bridge of one from the Isle of Skye, and I was using a replica of the bridge of the Isle of Skye bridge. Of the Isle of Skye find. This is a generalised lyre of a little later, but it shows, here we've got the facsimile of the bridge that we've seen in the case in the collection from this loch, from Oakbank Crannog, and so you get an idea of what the bridge can do. The shape and spacing of the strings at the bridge influences how you finger the instrument, and enables you to do certain things on one bridge that you can't do on another bridge. So it's probably the most important find that you can make of a bit of a lyre. If you're going to find any bit, it's the bridge that you want to find.
Well, we've had a most magical evening, both here in the museum and over in the Crannog. Wonderful to hear that ancient music. And I'm really excited to see the new museum, the refurbished museum, such a clear exposition of these wonderful artefacts. Just great to be here.
So I've come along tonight and it's been an absolutely fantastic thing to see the new exhibition. I love the way where you come into it and you're able to see all through the years, so you're able to get a good idea of where the Crannog sits in amongst it all. And then coming through the exhibition, seeing all the artefacts here, it's just amazing to see such wonderful things.
This is part of the staggering new changes that we've got here in the museum. We've seen the bridge here before us, which is taken out of the lock, and it's a brilliant, marvellous, evocative change which we can bring forth as we're going into the future museum.
Fantastic evening. I particularly enjoyed the music in the Crannog. It was really, really special, very spiritual, very moving, absolutely amazing. Thank you for a wonderful night.
I've been coming to the Crannog here almost since it started, lived locally a long time, and the development and the interest here now is superb.
I haven't been here for about 15 years and the change in it is just remarkable. It would appeal so much to young people as well as to those who are interested in archaeology in any form. The way that it's presented, it's beautiful, it's easy to read, and I think the youngsters will be most interested to see it.
I think it's really great that they have something there as interesting and amazing as this put up for people to come around and experience what it would have been like, using lots of artefacts, and I think it was a great night and the music was amazing and really kind of set a really nice atmosphere. It was really good.
It's been an absolutely great evening. I'm absolutely delighted to see the ongoing development of the Crannog. It's a fantastic facility here in Loch Tay, and I wish the group every success.
Wawer fion shene hisu, vi shanure batol hitchisser, catche go wilde heinje, nooit at de hochkel krijking, me hake waarom bergskie onder, van mag leven me en een baasje. Ba mi trishri uawach going, e kri wach wai naun segelevin. Wagen hinjer luach het ljoe, doch jer het groe, wo je nog mi fin, sosker es tarakles. Ba fion hin am spemach gobel, Wnach ys ti yn on fonach fer, fat y dwysir yn ochos, lechoch godwchi'r dy greichian, ba apran gynnig y chian